Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me here at the Galaxy with God, the notes. Of course, I really want to thank you all for being a part of my journey, a part of my soul tribe, a part of this family. I really appreciate you one and all, my new and my returning subscribers. I really appreciate you and thank you for all your love and support. I'm really humbled by this. Appreciate you one and all. Right. I'm gonna be doing a general general reading for the collective energies just to see what comes out. Okay, thank you. What are the messages, please? And thank you. What are the messages, please? Too many. What are the messages, please? Okay, so what I'm getting so far, um, you are being pampered. You are being watched over by your higher forces. By higher forces. Your spirit guides are like really working around the clock 24/7, 365 on your behalf. You're being nurtured. They are really being compassionate to you because of your beautiful heart. You could have been going through a cycle of the same old things, but that cycle is now at an end. You're about to complete a cycle to move on into harvest. I have harvest here. So after this cycle is completed, you will be reaping some reward and you're being guided towards whatever reward that is. I have unity. You could be balancing your energies, trying to be, how do I say it? Balancing your masculine and your feminine side or energies, trying to be more aligned with self, the universe, and everything that's happening in your present world. And as I said, this is going to be a change for you, and you're guided to make this spiritual move, spiritual change, transition. I have transformation. So you're guided into a transformation. You're going to be changing from your old ways into something new. And whatever had you in a really depressed mood or emotion is going to be washed away. Whatever or whoever had a facade covering your face, or if you were the one covering your face, not wanting to see the truth about something, it is now revealed. The truth is now revealed to you, and you no longer can undo or unsee what is already there. You are able to see through the clouds. At one point, you could have been submerged in your own fears, your own life affairs, in other words. Not sure how to get out of it, but as I said, you were spiritually guided away from something or someone with the spirit guide card here. So that cycle has been completed. You are no longer in that frame of mind, no longer in that low energy where you feel as if you're not sure how to get out. You're being guided away from everything that was going to keep you down, put a damper on your spirit, and whatever was not of your highest good is now being removed. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Anything else? Yeah, so the fear, the anxiety, the depression, the loss, feeling rejected. I'm not sure who was the one who have you in that energy or what had you in that energy. But okay, what's this? Rejection. Who was this rejection? What was this rejection about? What was this rejection? It was relating to a union that you had. It could be a friendship, a bond, something that was supposed to be making you whole. But for some reason, someone could have deceived you, or you could have been feeling as if someone deceived you then. Or you could always switch the role. But this union, for some reason, had you in a real depressed frame of mind, real anxious, not sure how to get out, but you're guided away from it. You're guided away from it. So this commitment, whatever this commitment was, could be a family, could be, really close relationship that you have with this person. You at one point believe you were in harmony with this person and the universe, but God always see beyond what we can even comprehend. So he could have removed this thing or this person away from you because you were somehow unbalanced, not stable. You were not in your own flow. You were possibly living for someone else and not for your own. So as a result, hence, you were taken out of that cycle for a rebirth. Thank you. You are in your stage of rebirth and seeing things and everything differently. Anything else? Yeah. Removing and leaving from toxic bonds are things that is of negative pattern. You're no longer in this. You could be sitting back sometimes thinking about all those painful memories. Yes. Yes. Memories will always come back, but just move forward, not regretting a minute of it because everything adds together to give you that lesson that was needed or lacking from you. But you've learned, you've changed. Yeah, you're now empowered to be happy. You have the strength card. So, with the strength being here, you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could have the strength now more than before to propel yourself forward. What's at the back of this? Yeah, forward, leaving your shadow side, coming out of the illusion, the dark night of the soul. So you could be there for a very long time, not sure how to get out. Divine feminine at the back. Yeah, so whatever this was, it had you bound for a minute, for a few months or a year more than you were bound, not maybe physically, but mentally trapped, not sure how to get out of a cycle that for some reason it feels as if this was a soul bond, a soul contract, something that you maybe want to leave, but you feel somehow you're tied down by it. But listen, you were resurrected from this. Anything else? You were resurrected from this, completely taken out of the way. And this is your justice. This is your justice. So you could be regretting, or someone else could be regretting whatever they did to this union. I'm not sure what they did with the union. What did they do? Someone wanted to control something, could be control you. Yeah. So you had to release, surrender, and purge yourself from a bond. You had to leave because you've seen the truth. Nothing is being hidden from you anymore. You could be nudged over time as to who or what or the intention of a person is towards you, that they were maybe smiling in your face but very cold, very detached. So you believe you were attached to them, but deep down in your soul, your spirit, your mind, your everything was completely cold towards you. You might not have seen this and believing this person was a friend or was a close bond that you were supposed to build with them, but your spirit guides, they see more and they removed you. So you were not just, so sometimes when we, let me finish that thought. So so you were not just taken out of this, you were literally removed from an era of your life that was going to have you trapped, bound, and hurt for over an extended period. Sometimes when we are holding on to things that we think is good for us, we are holding on with all our life, our strength, our might, believing, no, Lord, I cannot let this go. So, you know what? As I always say, if the duck cannot leave the pond will leave the duck. So, you had to let, if you didn't want to let go, so your spirit guides have that person let you go. So it's either one way or the other, but somebody had to go because you need to grow by your own, finding your own truth while the person needs to do the same thing. But while you were entwined with this person's energy, you would be lost. And this was not your season to not know. You were supposed to be in the know. You were supposed to grow. You were supposed to elevate. You were supposed to be a different version of the old self. You were not supposed to be pinned down and held captive mentally by anything or anyone. Final cards. I'm not gonna be long tonight. Oh my goodness, we have our first snow. Jesus, it was so cold today, like 13 degrees Fahrenheit. I am not ready for winter. It looks beautiful, but somehow it depresses me. I am too tropical to appreciate coldness like this, but here I am. Yeah, it's looking beautiful. Yeah. So you could be dealing with an air sign, or you are an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. Anything else? Who could we be speaking with? Yep. So you're forming a solid foundation for yourself. You're looking in the mirror and you possibly were the one trying to let go, or this is the other person trying to let go of their ego, their vanity and pride. So someone could have left you because of believing that they're better than you, being very prideful, so they could have left you without answers, left you without having any ammunition to fight your own battle. And the fact that you were left to fight your own struggles, you couldn't have done this alone. So you were guided away. You were assisted away from whatever this is. And have a spirit guide. It was the first card that came out. They came to your rescue. So when you think you were struggling, you were never alone. You were being shielded, you were being nurtured by your spirit guides. They see how compassionate you were. They see your heart, they read your soul, they read your entire being and know that your love was so pure towards someone who did not possibly deserve you. You were guided away. That's the bottom line. You were guided, even though this bond could have been such a close bond where the motto of this was till death do us part. But sometimes things have to die for other things to grow. So if you had held on to something or to this bond, this pain, you would not have elevated from the slumber which you were sitting. So you had to let go to grow. Let's look at the back of the deck. Yeah. To grow, I have the Ace of Pentacles. So you could be growing something new. This could be a new material gift, new promotion, new job. Something new is coming in your energetic space. Yeah. So at this point, for you to grow, you have to let go. You have to be guarded. You have to protect your energy. You have to be closed off somehow to resist the devil so the devil can flee from you. Not that anyone is the devil, but some people's energy is really negative, and you attaching yourself to negative energies is like holding on to fire, knowing you're going to be burned. But your heart is so pure, so your spirit guides did not want you to be burned. So they remove you before this thing could create a trigger or conflict within a further conflict within you. Yeah, so you were given, like, you were guided away. And just being guided away from all this stress and struggle and pain, this is considered to be a gift for you. This was a gift that you left behind, something that was going to drain you, that was going to burn you, that was going to create so much long term side effect that you could not imagine. So you were removed gracefully, pampered in your own right by your spirit guides. All right, final card. Okay, yep. So now you're asked to activate your higher self and listen to your intuition. So your spirit guides took you away from a situation. Now your third eye is being open. You're able to see beyond the veil now than you could before. Now they're asking you to keep moving forward, working on self, trusting a higher power, because if it was not for them, you would have been burnt. Whatever burnt means, you would be burnt. So keep moving forward, collective. Yeah, working on self care, working on you, believing in yourself, knowing that you are enough. And if someone is bold and brave enough to walk away from you or create harm for you, be bold and brave enough to stand alone. And believe me, you are never alone. You might feel physically alone, but listen, in the spiritual realm, we might not be able to see with our physical eyes because it's spiritual, but they are cheering on for you. They just want for you to stand strong in your faith, believing and knowing you are never alone. You know, so even though you might be having a lot of pain, anxiety, you think of this most of the time, but just remember that pain does not kill you. It shapes you. So whatever don't kill you, you grow from it. So it's not. They have this famous saying that the weight doesn't hurt you, but is the way you carry it. So learn to carry your own weight gracefully, not letting it burden you. If you have to bend your knees when picking up load, please do that. You don't strain your back, your physical back. Just as the same as if you have to carry spiritual things, don't depend on yourself only to carry it. Because God is waiting for you to say, hey, I need help. I can't do this alone. Father, please help me. Yes, sometimes we need to open our mouths and talk, because even though God reads our hearts, we are not too big to go to God and say, Father, I need your help. So moving forward, they take you from wherever ground zero was, put you on a pedestal. They are now depending on you to continue where they left off. You're supposed to follow your intuition, keep working on self, loving yourself enough to know when it's time to move on from things, people, or even situations that no longer serve your highest good. And I'm going to leave it there, but collective. If this reading resonates, please let me know by commenting down below, liking, sharing, or even subscribing. Now, my new and returning subscribers, I really appreciate you again. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.